Yo, honestly, a crazy part of my recap over the past year is that I feel like I gained so many friends. I feel like I built really close friendships, and then right at the end, I lost a lot of them. And some of this has to do with like that wake up call of like, this isn't who I want to be. I wanted a lot of social life. I wanted to meet a lot of people. I thought that networking was really important. I thought that building the good bonds was important, that working with these people was something that was meaningful. And I slowly started to get stripped away from me when I started seeing what some of these people do and realizing that I didn't even care for it. And it wasn't even that like these people do bad things, so to speak. It's not like you're inherently self-destructive or it's not like they're working for a bad cause. I just didn't care about the cause. And that was a wake-up call for me because I invested myself in communities that I didn't think that I would invest myself into because there were people that I cared about who invested in those communities. And it's matter of principle, right? I should have known that I'm not these people, but I still wanted to give it a shot just because I like these qualities that these people had, and they care about this community, and they developed even better qualities. I'm like, maybe I did go into this community, and I really enjoyed my experience overall. But I might have pushed myself too thin because I put this false expectation on a lot of people that I was gonna like everything. And of course I didn't. And over the time that I've developed in college, I feel like I've lost the core value system that got me to college in the first place. It's like how you get to college and they don't want people to protest anymore, but some of the colleges were founded on protest. It's a little strange how the methods that get you to the point aren't the methods that get you through the point. And a lot of people will tell you that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I'm very fond of my roots and I want to return to them. I got a wake up call at dinner today, and it was my dad talking to me, and I just very casually said that like I blew off work, and I did, and I made other people compensate for me, and they said they'd be willing to compensate for me. They said it before. They said like things happen, and I was like sure. And the main thing that I did is avoid accountability. I didn't say like, oh, I blew off work to like go to lunch with friends. Like I blew off work just cause. I lied. I said I got my car towed. It didn't get towed, and I created this false sympathy for me that omitted me from accountability, even though it was still my fault. I actually did park in a spot where I should have gotten towed and I didn't, and I lucked out, and I still ended up coming to work late because of that lunch. And my dad sat me down for the reality check and pushed back against me, in which my other friends, in which I was blowing off lunch for, they didn't give a fuck. But my dad pushed back. He's like, I want you to become somebody who is true to their word. And I do this a lot, where I'm very ambitious, want to do a lot of things, under deliver on what I think I'm actually capable of. And I think that is something that I was told by hustle culture to do. I was told by some studies that say that you need to be delusional. I bought into the idea that you should just try as hard as you can and to oversell yourself. And then if you know, shoot for this, shoot for the moon. If you miss, you'll be among the stars or something, right? Like you still get the personal development. When that's good for me, that's not good for the people that were more qualified to have the opportunities that I had. And even though I might have been the most qualified to grow into the role, I wasn't the person that was most qualified for the role, which could fulfill it to the highest level of standard, who could, if they grew as much as me, then they'd do an even better job than I were because they had a higher baseline, right? And that kind of messed me up because I realized I look back at the stuff that I did overall, academics, in terms of the research, in terms of the projects, like everything that I did, I felt very underqualified and I performed below what I believe I sold myself for. And part of it was because, yes, I did spread myself too thin, but the other part of it was like I definitely oversold myself. And that wake up call from my dad made me feel guilty about that. That gave me that wake up call, that negative emotion, that feedback loop to say that I believe that I am better than I am, right? And when I look back on all the friends that I've lost over the past year, about some of the hometown friends too, that I feel like I don't want to be close to, I'm realizing it's not like so simple as I feel like these friends are bad. It's also a reflection of myself. Also, my friends aren't bad people. I'll just say that clearly. It came out wrong. But I don't feel like I can be a good friend to them. as a part of my mentorship system, I'm like, I definitely feel like there's aspects of my life that I'm not willing to compromise, and a person that I could become that I don't want to become, and I can't provide the support unconditionally for these people. I realized about myself that I can't provide unconditional support because I need to like the people that I'm being around and respect their lifestyle. And unfortunately, when I look back at my own lifestyle, I'm like, I was always chasing someone's approval, and I still am. And when your acceptance criteria is always based off of what, somewhat, it's always going to be, right? Because money has value because of what other people think. But based off what other people think is valuable, when you're always looking for somebody else's approval for your success, you're always going to be chasing that goal. And I've been pushing that out on other people. Like, I liked to believe that I was somebody who supported people unconditionally, that could accept people unconditionally, but I don't. You know, I want people to be doing the right things, and the right things is defined by myself. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. For a lot of people, I'm like, you need to believe in your own structure and your own thought process and something that you believe in that nobody else is believing. That's the illusion that people have, because the path that leads you to the greatest success is not the path that is already carved, right? Like, I can definitely find success doing the things that I know will work for sure. But if I want to gain the great results, I need to take a gamble. I need to take a risk, something that other people haven't done, right? That's the predicate for an entrepreneur who gain more by doing something novel, right? Something that nobody else could have imagined. Humans very bad imagining creating new ideas. But what I mean when this comes back to like my friends is, I don't think that I can be a good friend to them. Just me as a person, fundamentally. I don't think I'm somebody who has the compassion or the understanding or the similar life experience that they have. And this wasn't really a problem when we were all growing up within the same context, all taking guesses and stabs at our own life. But now we're in different contexts. Now we're at different colleges. Now we're different people. And the thing that held us together was that common context that like limited us at the top bar, and we all needed to do the same things. And the success criteria was the same, and it was really easy to align yourself towards the structure that somebody else gave you. But now we've lost a lot of that structure. We need to find our own way throughout our own paths at this college that has a lot of things that meet our specific needs, but we're all different people branching in very different directions. And when it comes to supporting people under this criteria, it's something which I struggle to understand and have compassion for other people, because I'm so worried about my own success criteria, my own success metrics, and I'm missing this life context that has grounded me to my friends. And I've lost a lot of like respect for them as a byproduct of this. And we're all just figuring ourselves out. And as an idea, I completely understand. But how I actually feel about it, unfortunately, I don't actually like a lot of my friends, because I don't feel like our values align. I don't feel like we have the same life goals, the same pace. Like, of course, we all want to graduate, but and get a job. But some of my friends already have their internship. Some of my friends aren't really worried about it, and they're just focused on their academics, and I'm honestly not focused on my academics. And all of our success metrics have changed, and we're not chasing the same goal anymore. And it's hard to connect with people when you aren't chasing the same goals, especially when, as a reflection of those goals, the way that you approach your time is very different across all of us. And our communication styles are different. And honestly, there's just a lot of friction. And this has led to me like leaving a lot of friends. And I sat with myself for a bit, and I thought it was just like I just don't like these people anymore. But no, I also don't like myself. Like, really. I don't think I can be a good friend to some of these people. I don't think I can support them in the way that they need to be supported. I don't think I bring positive value into their lives, right? That's goal alignment. That's, we have the same values and we're moving towards the same values. And I don't think I can deliver on the things that I thought I could deliver on, right? That support, these everlasting friendships, these people that I care about. And so I start to fade away. I just give up, you know? I'm like, I have this strange feeling that I want to be needed. I want not to be accepted, but not necessarily unconditionally. I kind of want to be pushed. I want to feel like that I can fail, of course, but I need those sit downs like what my dad gave me today to say like, no, you're a fucking asshole. You need to lock in. You need to not do that to people. People are counting on you. And that wake up call is important to me, man. And these people, they provide it with pushback, sure, but only when I push them over the edge. And I'm like, I don't function well in that feedback loop. I needed to be more constant. I need people to push back on me like often. And I need to be able to understand like the goals, like what we're working towards. And when I provide feedback in the way that makes sense to me, and it comes as friction to other people, I'm like, this isn't good for either of us. So I start to fade away. And it's really strange to a lot of people because they're like, oh, we had a good time. Like, why are you leaving? Because I'm like, I can feel myself slipping away. I can feel myself getting uncomfortable with the circumstances that I'm under because I don't feel like I'm a good friend. And I start to question, like, am I a good person? And I don't have a good answer to that question. I'm still figuring it out. But the bottom line is, I don't like who I am or where I'm at right now. And of course, I don't think I ever will, right? I think I'll always be unhappy about something. But I don't feel like I'm growing with people. I feel like I'm going in directions that haven't made me a better person. They've made me better at forcing myself to pretend that I am. And then I'm actually kind of just like a shitty person behind closed doors, and I keep absorbing like some shitty qualities in order to, because it makes people happy, sure. And I've done things that I never thought that I would do, in good and bad ways. And I've grown a lot, sure. But I think it's time to return to my roots and believe in the system that my parents set up, the people's success criteria that I really do care about. And that's the grades, for sure. And it's also like the information integrity, it's the academic integrity. Like, when did I get so comfortable just like basically cheating, you know, and being a fraud in everything that I do to my friends, to my family, to my academics? I'm like, none of this feels good. And I took a step back over the semester, and I was so proud of bullshitting everything. And then I kind of took a step back, and I was like, why should I be proud of capping my own learning, of capping my own potential, and outsourcing my thinking, my thought process, and my capabilities to somebody else's work? And honestly, I should be fucking ashamed of what I've done. I'm so sick of hearing people say I'm proud of you, or that you did a great job, or that you're someone that I look up to, that I aspire to, that someone who seems like it has it all figured out, or wow, you have so much on your resume. I'm like, or like, I think you're such a great friend. I heard that and I just really didn't believe it, because I feel like I've been a terrible fucking person over this past year, and it's only been getting worse as I feel like I'm losing more and more friends. But the good sign is, of course, still have my wonderful family, still have a few friends that I value deeply. And despite feeling like I'm losing a lot of people that I was really close with, it's literally some of my hometown friends, people I've known since middle school, some people that have been getting me through my time in college and were a lot of fun, and I was honestly like really looking forward to and really liked, and I really wanted them to look up to me. And despite people that I wanted to mentor, all of the shit that I'm losing, I'm setting the stage to become the person that I want to be. And I've been here before, and I've been fine. And when I became a better person, I surrounded myself with better people, and I have to just trust the process. And that's the real takeaway that I have to get from this, right? Is that life goes on. I'll never know if I truly made the best decision at the time, but it's what feels right now. And even if I was truly a terrible person, that doesn't change the fact that all I can do is try to be a better person, and that's just where I'm at right now. So, what I tell myself is to live a life with no regrets, is to try to make the best decision every single day, the most informed decision every single day, and take steps forward. And in cutting off a lot of friends in quotes, I feel like I'm not only doing what's best for me, but also what's best for them. And life will go on for us all. And I have surrounded myself with a lot of great people who've been doing great things, even if they do not do it in the way that I respect, or they do not treat me in a way that I respect. And you know what? That's okay. Because I've done my time as their friend. I was able to support them. I was able to be there for them. I was able to be somebody that either inspired them in a positive or negative way. But either way, I have seen them become great and amazing people. And I believe that they will continue to do so without me. And that's something you have to accept, that some people aren't meant to last. Some things aren't meant to last. Things are meant to come and go in your life, and different building blocks. You know, it's like you rotate your tires every 1,000 couple miles because they serve their purpose. And that's what I just have to believe for me and my friends. And this failure of an academic semester and these continued failures that I feel like I've been having over the past year. All of this, it will serve its purpose. And I may not understand it now. You just gotta have faith. That's just how it is, bro. Alright, signing off.